Hey there, friends and honorary Bendites. Thank you so much for bending over with me again for this, the final episode in my 4-part series on how to put the finishing touches and effects on your own vlogcast. This has been the first 4 episodes of Bending Over with Jay, and the best is yet to come. I mean, at the very least, I'm hopefully going to get better at this. I mean, so far it's been amateur hour, am I right? Anyhow, today's episode is going to be specifically about how to post images in your video. Images are very, very tricky. That's why this is getting its own episode, because they basically follow the same rules as posting clips from movies. But images, boy, now we're really getting into a can of worms here. You have to use an image for all those same things, but now you've got to get special permission depending on the license. You've not only got to get permission from the creator of the image, the photographer, the painter, the person who digitally created it, you also got to get permission from the subject of the picture. If that image is of a person, whether they be a celebrity or a nobody, but you still see their image very clearly, you've got to get 2 different kinds of permission. And you've got to make absolutely sure that people, your audience, know that that person in that image is not in cahoots with you. They don't share your message. They had nothing to do with the making of the video. I mean, unless they did, you're going to have to get their permission. So maybe they did. And if that's so, say so. I don't know about you, but I tend to learn more from doing than I do from just sitting around listening to how to do something. So today, you and I, we're going to do a challenge together. This challenge is we're going to use the image of a celebrity without their permission. They're going to have no knowledge. They are not going to give their consent. And, just to make things interesting, I'm also going to make it for a project that they probably wouldn't approve of. That's because I'm a dick. So I hope I'm interpreting this correctly. Don't take what I'm saying as gospel. And do not rely on this video as legal advice. Or we might be sharing the same jail cell together, From what I understand about how overcrowded jails are getting, I kind of prefer to sleep on the left side of the bed if you don't mind. I understand I'm a bit of a cuddler. You cannot take credit for an image. If you do that, you're screwed. Use it for teaching, for making a point on making a point or a comment on society, making a point or a comment on the subject of that image, or another subject altogether. You just have to make sure that you've got all the adequate permission and that you are respecting the license. This is crucial. Now, here's where the toilet bowl starts getting a little murky. Even if the creator of the image has given you permission, you have to make sure that the person in the image, it's known that they weren't involved in your video and that they don't endorse you or your brand. That is tricky. That is tricky like you don't know. You can think you have everything perfect, but if you don't say this correctly or you don't post this correctly, you're still screwed. They could take you to court and do you up. You know what I'm saying? Even if I stare right straight at the camera right now and say, this person in this picture doesn't know I'm doing it, doesn't agree with me, doesn't agree with anything I'm saying, has nothing to do with it. I've never met this person. In fact, I think they'd hate what I have to say. Not good enough. Believe it or not, that ain't good enough. Well, it's called Creative Commons. This is actually one avenue you can explore. Sometimes a creator will take a picture of a person, a photograph or whatever, and that person, be a celebrity or whomever, will say, yeah, I give you complete permission to allow people to use that. Public use, public domain, royalty free. On March 7, 2010, photographer Glenn Francis attended the 82nd Annual Academy Awards Night of 100 Celebrities. While he was there, he met several actors and actresses who were generous enough to allow him to take their photographs with the implicit permission that he may use their images however he saw fit. One such gentleman was Academy Award nominated actor Mr. James Cromwell. The photographer was Glenn Francis, and Glenn gave us permission. Anyone who wants to use this photo can do it so long as you give him attribution and citation for being the holder of the photo's license. However, if I wanted to use the picture of Cromwell for my commercial project, I would have to get Mr. Cromwell's permission. So now this brings up a very interesting point. All right, so if this is true, how the hell does South Park get away with it? South Park puts celebrity images in their stuff all the time. Well, they're a little bit different. When they use celebrity images, number one, they let you know up front, right in the beginning of the show, that the celebrity image is not real. That the voice is an impersonation, and not a very good one at that. Their words, not mine. They spell out that the show is a satire and that they are doing a parody. Number two, they also invoke their First Amendment right. They say that we could use this image to comment either on that person, which they often do, or on something going on in society. Number three, yes, they are capitalizing on that image, and that is the most dangerous terrain you could possibly tread. But while they're capitalizing on the image, they are not hurting the subject's ability to capitalize on their own image. They're not hurting the brand. They're not costing the celebrity their reputation. It could be argued in court that they're not. And how are they getting away with this? Because number four, because what they're using that image for is so exaggerated that the average person would not reasonably believe that the celebrity was doing any of what they claim that they were doing. The reasonable person is not going to believe that Oprah's vagina, collaborated with her asshole, got a gun, and took her whole audience hostage. I'm assuming no one's going to buy it. You know what? What do you want to bet someone, somewhere in the world saw that South Park episode and was like, oh man, did that really happen? I know that sounds judgy. Let's move on. I can actually understand this. I not only understand this, I agree with this. Because, let me give you a wild example. Let's just say that I'm a celebrity. Might as well also say I'm a billionaire and that I got 6 kids with my girlfriend, Tyra Banks. I rely on my image, I rely on my reputation to make money. It could happen. It ain't happened yet, but it could. And now let's just say that some hardcore Nazi podcast decides to use me. Guten Tag. Welcome back to Chillin Mit Adolf, the Hardcore Nazi podcast. I'm your host, Franz Scheisenlieber. Hello to all of our friends out there in nowhere. We don't have any friends. We feel that the Hitler Youth Group is a bunch of Puschensteins. We feel that the KKK are a bunch of cute white little cream puffs. And we feel that ISIS and the Taliban are so busy making love to one another they don't have time to say Scheiße. In fact, the only person that we seem to really love and admire is our really good friend Jay from Bending Over with Jay. Oh, he's our favorite, and we can tell that he's like a kindred spirit. We all think along the same lines. He's such a good influence on our lives. We really learn so much from him. In fact, back in our headquarters, we've hung up some fan art. I think you're gonna love it. Ooh. What do you think? I think he's going to be over the moon. However, I should probably tell you that Jay from Bending Over with Jay has nothing to do with us, does not know what's going on, and has never actually seen our beautiful fan art. Can we put it back up there? Yeah, that certainly didn't do any damage now, did it? I mean, after all, the guy did say that, he doesn't know if I share his opinion. He just kind of thinks it, that I have nothing to do with it. Yeah. Yeah. I either have to move to freaking Dusseldorf now, or, pretty much that's the end of my vlogcast. So here's what our challenge is going to entail. We're going to use the image of a celebrity to make... I want to make a film. How about that? Let's make a movie starring a celebrity that has no idea they're even in this thing. Let's not ask permission, and let's just kind of throw out there that it's a movie that they probably wouldn't be in if they knew about it. So, the first challenge I faced was having to find a celebrity, because, I'll be honest with you folks, I really don't want to piss off a celebrity. Ain't there enough smoke in this world? We got to go creating more. I figured I had to pick a celebrity for starters, and I didn't know where to go. I mean, I didn't know where to choose from. But you know what? Here's what I came up with. I want you to do me a favor, okay? I want you to get on your browser, and I want you to do a search on that vegan teacher. That vegan teacher. I want you to take a look at her, and just pause me and come back, okay? I'll wait. Did you do it? Okay, so you've seen the vegan teacher. You know what she looks like. You've seen that silly flat hat she wears. That's what they're called in London. Maybe she was wearing her glasses. Either way, you got her face down. Why did I have you do that? Because there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to get permission to show the vegan teacher. As a matter of fact, I tried Googling it ahead of time. She doesn't have any Creative Commons pictures in there. Every picture she has is copyrighted, and I somehow don't think she's going to lend me her endorsement. You know what I'm saying? Why would I pick the vegan teacher? Well, because I actually did a lot of research on influencers before I began this, and I noticed she pops up in a lot of influencers' podcasts. SS Sniper Wolf, Call Me Chris. The list goes on and on and on. Gordon Ramsay, for Christ's sakes. I mean, gee, you would think if there's a universal don't fuck with sign out there, it would be Gordon Ramsay's face, right? Nope. She decided to with the Rams. So, I chose her. First of all, don't get me wrong. I'm not a vegan myself. I don't eat that much meat. Yeah, believe it or not, I don't eat that much meat. I, ooh, I like that. My problem with the vegan teacher, she pops up in all these people's their podcasts or whatever. It just seems like all she's doing is picking on these people. So I figure that's perfect for my movie. I might as well pick the celebrity that's already always pissed off around the clock anyhow, because what do I have to lose? As a matter of fact, hope upon hope. Maybe my podcast will take off, and one day she'll be attacking me anyway. Why not get it over with? The next thing we had to come up with is we had to come up with a plot for my movie. I need this to be way, way, way over the top. Something the vegan teacher would probably never do. That the reasonable person would not believe that she would ever do. So, here's my idea. I think the vegan teacher should move to Oakland, California, and one day she decides that the Latin Kings or the 42nd, Oakland Crips they're not doing enough to discourage meat eating and to support vegetarianism, veganism, whatever you want to call it. So she decides the best move that she can make to win them over to her point of view is to blow up their clubhouse and then come after them personally with a freaking 9mm gat. And, well, I don't want to give away anything, especially since I'm not actually going to make the movie. But it just, I was thinking about this. I think it should end 10 years later when she wakes up from her coma after tussling with the Crips or whoever. And it's going to be really funny. I'm going to throw in special effects and a robotic voice. She's going to be she's going to be getting to the nurse at the hospital through that little hole in her neck about how the hospital takes, they spend too much of their resources taking care of human patients and not enough to help out the spotted nut thrush out of East Delaware. There is no such thing as a spotted nut thrush. I just made that up. It sounds like a bird or something thing. I figured it could work. And but I thought about this, and you know what? The 42nd Oakland Crips, the Latin Kings, that with my luck, the freaking gangs will lawyer up and take me for everything I'm worth. So you know what? We're not going to go with those gangs. We're going to come up with a completely made up, imagined gang. She's going to go after a group of bikers called the Underworld 5. Your vegetables. So she's going to go after and blow their clubhouse up and come after them with a gat, and things are not going to go well if you get my drift. And she's going to wind up in the hospital. Now, here's the problem. Let me save you just a little bit of time. I looked at every possible loophole there could be. I could not find her image in Creative Commons. I could not find her... I cannot find any kind of image that she took of herself that she says is okay. There is no way to... I'm not versed in this enough. I don't have enough knowledge. And I don't have the legal department of South Park. I can't get away with it. So you know what? Very first hurdle, we are not going to be able to use the vegan teacher in our script. So how can we come close? Well, what if we were to use an entirely made-up character that you could kind of tell we're mentally basing on that vegan teacher? Again, this is like Training Day. Remember, it ain't what you know, it's what you can prove. What if we were to change the character just enough that in court we could argue it got nothing to do with her, but we all know better? So that would involve trying to find a celebrity who looks like that vegan teacher. And then we would have to call them a vegan teacher, or the vegan teach, or if you really want to get a vegetarian professor, something that's so far removed from that vegan teacher that we can't get sued. Or we can, but lots of luck to you, pal. To do this, I was thinking the only way we're really going to sell this is we got to find a celebrity whose image we can use who kind of looks like the vegan teacher. Can you think of any celebrities who look like that? One comes to mind. Oh, I am such an asshole. Yeah. All right. What if I were to use a celebrity that I knew wouldn't object and wouldn't get upset? I was thinking, okay, well, here's a thought. What if, to clear the second hurdle, we use a dead celebrity? What are they going to do? Rise back up and sue us? Your Honor, this guy, I never told that son of a bitch. No, they're not going to do that. But the families might. And besides that, do you really want to upset the family? They just lost their loved one, for Christ's sakes. Have a little compassion, is what I'm saying to myself. I'm not saying this to you. I'm the jerk who's coming up with all this. So, but then I thought, okay, well, here's the thing. What if, okay, we've changed the name of the gang. We've used a fictitious bird at the end. We are not using the vegan teacher. We are using an entirely new creation of our own. And we're going to use a celebrity who looks like her, but we can't use a dead one who's going to mind, and a dead one whose family is going to mind. And that's when I had my moment of brilliance. That's right, folks. From the mind that bought you the best-selling book of the 14th century, The Inferno, Dante Alighieri is
a vegan teacher in Veg Siiiiiide. This time, your damn vegetables are gonna finish you.
It is. We did it. We came just close enough. But that's as close as we can come. I hope that this taught you about the ins and outs of using images in your posts. And you know what? That is my 4-part series. The 4-part series, Bending Over with Jay, How to Enhance Your Own Vlogcast. Thank you so much for joining me. And remember, folks, this has just been parts 1 through 4. And if you watch that little black and white introduction, I guess parts 1 through 5. Whatever. The best is yet to come. So, thank you. I owe you so much. Please like and subscribe. You know, again, you don't, if somebody sends you a notification, you could ignore me, but please like and subscribe. You'll really be helping me out. And folks, life comes at you very fast. It comes at you in new directions all the time. But it's never too late to bend over and enjoy what it got for you. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves.